Welcome to Not by Bread Alone. Yes, it has been a while since we've done one, but you know, things get busy around the holidays and we're busy eating all those Christmas cookies and those pies. Then come January, we got to think, was it worth it? For me, absolutely. I love my cookies. I will have my cookies at any time, especially with tea or coffee. It's perfect. So I hope it's worth it for you as well. But today, and now that we are in March already, we are 3 months into this new year, and we are just about ready to enter into the springtime. So today's recipe that I give to you is one that is good for barbecues. They're great to have with hamburgers, for hot dogs, and like even cold sandwiches. It's great to have. And today I am doing a pasta salad. So now it is a cold salad. And to my understanding, the cold salads were actually introduced by the Italian Jews back in the 16th century. And they did it for Shabbat, which is the Sabbath. So because you do not cook on the Sabbath, and so they did that, they would prepare it ahead of time, refrigerate it, and so they would have it for the Sabbath. So very little interesting detail there. Later on, the Americans adopted that, and so now we have all these wonderful pasta salads. So today's we do need quite a few ingredients for this. You know, we need the broccoli, cauliflower, bell pepper, artichokes, green onions, olives, tomatoes, you know, quite a few ingredients to make a beautiful and very tasty pasta salad. So to begin with, you're going to want to cook your pasta. And let's see, the recipe calls for spiral noodles. I used bow ties for mine today. So you are going to need about 3/4 cups of noodles. And so you want to cook them ahead of time and then make sure you rinse them. And for many years, I didn't know why you were supposed to rinse them. You know, it took me years to learn that. It's just something that, you know, grandma did, mom did, so you just follow suit. But you rinse them because when you rinse them in cold water, it helps to stop them from cooking. And not only that, it washes away some of the starch so that your noodles don't stick together. So there you go, another little fun tidbit about that. So once you get your pasta salad cooked, and or even while that's cooking, you want to prepare your other ingredients. So we will start with our broccoli. So now with your broccoli, you're just going to use the little top part of the broccoli, just the broccoli florets. So and I never use the stems unless it's cooked. I don't care for the stems, so just use the broccoli florets. And you're just going to chop them up to like maybe just a little smaller than a bite size, because it's not the only thing that you will be putting in your mouth. So and broccoli, it's such a wonderful vegetable. You know, it's full of fiber, vitamins A, C, and K. It has calcium, potassium, iron, and it's also an antioxidant. So broccoli is very healthy for you. I know many people don't like broccoli, especially when you're a kid. You know, what kid likes broccoli? Gross. Not only is it green, but it's a vegetable, right? Right. But I was one of those weird kids that loved broccoli. So we're just going to get these chopped up nice and good. There we go. I'll one more here. Stems cut off of there. There we go. Very good. Very good. Okay, and then the next, you're going to chop up some cauliflower, which I've already got mine nice and chopped up. But cauliflower is good for vitamin C and K, and it's very rich in folate, which helps for cell growth. So yeah, very good. Okay, next we're going to do a bell pepper. Now I chose the red bell pepper because my favorite is the red and the orange because they're a little more sweeter. But too, with the pasta salad, it gives a nice bright color and helps the salad to look pretty as well. So you're just going to slice it up, and you're going to make these, you're going to basically cube it in these little bitty pieces. Go. The red bell peppers, they're full of vitamin C, A, and E, and it also is good in vitamin B6, and as well as it has a little bit of vitamin B9 in it as well. So bell peppers, and they're great for dipping. Great for dipping. All righty, there we go with our bell peppers. All right, and so actually we can just toss these in there after we get them cut up right there in with your pasta. And next we're going to add some artichokes. And I'm just using the ones in the can. These are actually grilled, which is my favorite ones. They don't have to be grilled. But they are great for anti-inflammatory. And you're going to take them, I already chopped mine up, but you want to go through and just chop them up real good like you do your other vegetable. Artichokes are as well, they're good for anti-inflammatory, and they're great for your gut health. So people with IBS, it actually helps with that. So, okay. They're good, also good for fiber, vitamin C, and vitamin K. All right, now we're going to chop up a little bit of green onion. You just get like a small bunch of green onions. Just chop them up like you would, like just kind of dice them up really. You know, the brighter your veggies that you use, the prettier your salad's going to be. You know, with pasta being white, well, that's kind of a boring color. So far we've got green and we have red. Okay, so now let's do a little bit of tomato. Okay. Tomatoes, I think, are about one of my favorite summertime things to eat. Take a little bit of tomato, a little bit of cucumber, you know, make a sandwich out of it. And ooh, whoops. It's one of my favorite sandwiches. Tomato and cucumber. Especially when you can just grow the tomatoes in your own garden. You go out in the morning, pick a fresh tomato. Oh, I don't think there's anything better than that. No. I know the ones you get in the store, you kind of have to, they have to pick those before they're just at that perfect time. So they're not quite as good as if you grow your own tomatoes. Okay, just dump our tomatoes in there. Like so. Very good. Now we're going to add in some black olives. I just buy the sliced ones to put in there, which a big part is really kind of a disappointment because, I mean, what fun is an olive if you can't take it out of the can, put it on your fingers and eat them off the fingers, right? You know, that's really the only good way to eat an olive. Yes, I still do that as an adult. My husband still gets on to me when we're in a restaurant and I put them on my fingers. But, you know, I've always been just a kid at heart. Okay, next, Now, last ingredient here, we're going to add in some shredded carrots. I just buy them already shredded because honestly, I don't like to shred carrots. It just makes it so much easier. Okay, and yeah, the recipe, I will post the recipe so I'll have the proper amounts and everything that you are to add into it. Okay, and now we need the dressing. I use an Italian dressing that we put on this. See, now my hands are wet. I'll see if I can get the container open. There we go. See, and it calls for about half a cup of dressing. I usually put a little bit more on there because I just like my dressing. Okay, now we're going to get this. We're going to mix it all up together. Because I'm going to have to cook me up a hamburger or a hot dog today to go with this yummy salad. And it does make quite a bit. I mean, you could easily cut the recipe in half and still have plenty. You have all the different colors in the salad. It just makes for a beautiful salad. Beautiful salad. There. Okay, looks like it's getting pretty well mixed up. There we go. Okay. We'll get this and we'll put it in a nice bowl. There we go. And then have the cameraman kind of zoom in a little bit so you can see all the different colors. It prevents very nice. Very, very nice. And so it's great for any barbecue you go to, or maybe you just have a few friends and family over. It's quick, it's easy, and it's tasty. Okay? Alrighty, well, there you have it. I will post the recipe online. And I hope you do try this. It's very tasty. And please do remember, because this is an invite to come and taste and see that the Lord is good.